Good evening and welcome. You're watching Cardinal TV. We're out tonight in Tahlequah, Oklahoma for the first game in October. It's starting to get a little bit crisp in the air, a little bit cool down there, and you know that means that the boys of fall are out. I'm Randall Dolan, and sitting next to me as always, the man, the myth, the legend, as we learned today, Logan Wilt. Logan, tell me a little bit about the Cardinal season so far coming into this.
Well, coming into the season, a lot of high expectations. Some people picking state championship for the Cardinals, and I wouldn't say it's been a letdown, but it's been kind of a learning curve for the Cardinals. They are 1-3 on the season so far. Their only win coming versus Catoosa, opening the season lost to Oologah, then lost to Skiatook, and last week losing to Coweta, the first district game, the first game that really mattered. And it was a hard-fought game, but the main thing that lost them the game was their turnover battles. They had too many turnovers and came out to a really slow start on the offensive end. Kind of fought back late in the game, but now the Cardinals have a little bit of a road to get back into first place and to win this district still, because that is still a possibility.
Talk to me a little bit about so far the Cardinals. As we mentioned, 1-3 on the season, but the losses coming to a tough Oologah team as they lost just by a touchdown there. They lost by 3 points in a last-second field goal to Skiatook, and they lost by 7 points there in the fourth quarter after a big comeback versus Coweta, who looks to be a pretty tough team this season. So Collinsville has a tough road so far, but how many times can you keep playing these close games and keep just missing out there before it just breaks your back going into the season?
Well, I think the last couple of years, Collinsville have been in those close games, and they've been coming away with those wins. They've been having those 3 points, the touchdown at the end of the game. This year it's been a little bit different. They've been on the losing end of that, and it's got to be hard for those players to know they're right there. But as a fan, you sit there and you watch, okay, they're right there. They've just got to get over that hump, and hopefully we see that tonight.
And we have seen spurts of greatness from this Cardinal team. Talk to me a little bit about the keys to the game and how they're going to come away with a victory tonight.
So the keys to the game tonight, first would have to be they have to come out to a faster start on offense. They have to make sure that they do a good job at offensively coming out and just getting it together. Next would be to contain the quarterback, Kyle Lucas. He 4 touchdowns passing, 1 interception, 76 rushing attempts, 10 touchdowns, and 425 yards on his feet. So he's more of a dual threat quarterback.
As you know, Logan's always got the keys to the game, and the Cardinals will start off trying to stop that dual threat quarterback, and a good kick there. That's a live ball. It has to go. They're going to have to. Ooh, that was close. I got excited because it's a live ball. If that ball doesn't touch the goal line right there, Logan, the Cardinals can jump on that, and they could start off with a big play at the beginning. So the Cardinals winning the toss. Again, we had homecoming here tonight, so kind of a little bit crazy toss. The band was out on the field playing the national anthem in the middle of the coin toss, so it was up and down all around. But we're going to get off to a quick start here. The Cardinals will start off on defense. They deferred. I'm assuming they'll take the second half kick, but the Cardinals 4-3 defense lining up right now, trying to contain, again, Kyle Lucas, who's quoted by some in Tahlequah as the do-everything man. I mean, he's got great passing. I mean, only thrown one pick. He mainly tries to find number 8 Chase Morris, but I mean, he looks to run as many times as possible. A big ball right there to Chase Morris, and you can see that the Tigers have been watching a little bit of film, and they realized from Coweta they had 2 big plays, and Oologah had a big play just right there, that skinny post. And you see, although Erickson fell down, a little miscommunication between Lucas and Morris. So the Tigers doing a little bit of homework and knowing that can kind of be a tough spot for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and you see already going to his favorite wide receiver, Chase Morris, right off the bat, going deep, trying to get a big play. And that's something the Cardinals have been beat on these past couple of games, would be big plays. Oologah had big plays, Skiatook had big plays, and then Coweta had big plays. And then in the Catoosa game, the game we won, Collinsville was the one that had the big plays. So hopefully Collinsville can come in tonight and maintain those and limit those.
Little break in the action right there as the officials told both sidelines, hey, you got to get your guys back. So we're going to see how that plays in the game later, as they've both now been warned. So if that happens again, the officials aren't able to run, then that could be a 15-yard penalty. Trying to find Morris now again. Rock Robbins comes in late. He flattens Lucas, but the official says he's way too late. And so although it's a great play and he gets there real fast, I believe they're going to get Rock Robbins with a personal foul as he's going to be roughing the passer right there, and that's going to be 15 yards.
So that already hurts the Cardinals as it's 2nd and 10 and looks like it's going to be 3rd and 10 and 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, this Cardinals defense, who's been really stout in the first half and in the second half, has had a little bit of I won't say letdown, but they're trying to get it all figured out after some halftime adjustments by the offenses there. But you already see Lucas to Morris now. The attempt is twice, so you think they're going to try and stay in the air?
Yeah, for the most part, or stay in the air until Lucas can find something on his feet.
Lucas steps back. He's going to try and run. Looked like an option, but he holds on to it. And Schaefer Smith now playing defense for the Cardinals. We look to call his name a lot playing offense. We expect him to be the starting running back, but he picks up that tackle for a quick 2-yard gain. So they're really pushing Lucas to Morris and then Lucas on the run so far tonight.
And we'll see if defensive line and linebackers can stay solid on those runs. And for most of the season, they've been really solid up front, so hopefully they can carry that over.
Lucas accepts the pass. It looks like it's a reverse there. It goes out to Rotten, but then it's a hit reverse. That's number 15, Strauss Springwater.
And there's a flag on the field, and I believe it's going to be holding on number 8, Chase Morris. So that'll back him up.
Yeah, a big gain there. As you can see, already starting a little bit of trickery, seeing if they can get outside. So they kind of fake the handoff there to Rotten, and Rotten immediately pitches it off to Springwater, but a little bit of hold there on Morris as he tries to pin down the corner and let that big play happen. So penalties on both sides now affecting both teams, as that could have been a first down, but the holding's a spot foul. So now 2nd down and 12 for the Tigers.
And so far you've seen deep pass plays and an option and then trickery. So already Tahlequah opening up their playbook.
Again, you see that wing back in the backfield for Tahlequah. Look for a little bit of motion there. It's almost like a fullback offset to the right. Lucas picks it up. He gets it into Morris, and Erickson's there real quick with the tackle for the Cardinals. Again, watching film from last week, the Cardinals had let a few big plays go on for just those little out routes and just break it up on the tackle a little too quick, not breaking down, not securing the tackle, or thinking they had the tackle, or bumping each other off of the tackle. So you see good film by the offense of the Tigers. They come out and try and exploit some of the things the Cardinals struggled with defensively in the second half of last game.
Yeah, like you said, defensively last game, open field tackling was a major fault for the Cardinals. That's what they really struggled on, and that's where Coweta had a lot of their big plays.
Quick timeout now by the Tigers as they tried to hard count, and then they immediately tried to get in another play. As soon as Lucas was calling that other play in, they realized the play clock was down. So it's 3rd down and 4, I believe. It's listed as 3rd down and 5. I believe it's 3rd down and 4. It's a lot closer to that. But the Cardinals was a big 3rd down here early in the game, and as we mentioned, if they can stymie the big plays, this Cardinal defense can really affect the way that the other team's set up. I mean, if they can keep from allowing that big pass, if they can keep from allowing that if they can make those tackles. You see right there, Erickson comes up, secures that tackle. Now it's 3rd down and 5, and the Tigers are a little bit more on their heels.
Yeah, one thing that hopefully this defense can do is get pressure on Lucas, get back to the backfield, and force him to kind of get antsy feet, get out of the pocket, and get him down. The one thing is he has that running ability, and so they have to make sure they have a spy on him, or at least just contain him.
High snap for Lucas. He contains it, but it's going to be, I believe that was a design run sweep out there. Rock Robbins and Arnold both out there. Josh Arnold both out there ready to meet him even before he barely got that snap down. And you could tell it was a design run, so they're already trying to get Lucas involved in the offense as much as possible. As we mentioned, he seems to be the guy who does everything. And the Cardinals now, you could tell they've done a little bit of practice this week on some of the things that they struggle with against Coweta, and they come out pretty hot and get the 3rd down stop.
Something I heard is they went full pads this week at practice. I mean, full pads, shoulder pads, knee pads, leg pads. So they're really into it. this week.
If you were confused as to what the Cardinals were doing there, they didn't get their punt block team out there. So they're playing prevent, making sure that the Tigers aren't going to go for it. And so they weren't really looking for anything. They were looking for maybe a fair catch, something like that. But a good bounce, as they weren't really looking to return. They were just trying to make sure to ensure that it was a punt, and it was in fact. And a good bounce from the Tigers gets it all the way down to the 18-yard line. So the Cardinals will have 82 yards to drive on this opening drive with Seth Boomer coming out. And what we're expecting, maybe a little bit different look for the Cardinals tonight. We'll talk to you a little bit about that as we talk about the warm-ups. But right now, or a little bit of different looks as we saw in the warm-ups. But right now you see a tight end left. That's Levi Draper. Boomer takes the shotgun. He steps back. He's going to throw a deep ball himself. And that's number 13. That's West. And West makes the catch at his knees. So he had to go to the knees to make that catch, Sam West did. And so that big post play, we saw that work last week against the Tigers for a big play. And Seth Boomer steps back. He has to throw that ball with number 50 of the Tigers, Seth Campbell, right in his face. So a good deep ball there by Boomer. And West is just over the head of the safety there. And West is on for a big gain.
Yeah, Seth knew he was going to take a hit there, and he stayed in the pocket, got that ball out. What a heads-up play by the quarterback.
Quick screen out to Erickson, and that's a good block out there by number 21. That's Justin Collins, and he did a really good job of not holding there. He was behind him, and he put his hands up, and so the whole world could see he wasn't holding. But that sprung Erickson for another big gain. So
something you see already is hurry-up offense. They're already up at the line, and that's something that Collinsville these past couple games have been getting to play in with 15 seconds left. Now you see him 20 seconds on the play clock, and they had the snap off.
And the first run of the night for the Cardinals will go for no gain. As you can see, the passes made the Tigers have to pull out some of their guys. Their defensive linemen already banging their hats, looking for a little bit of a change. So the hurry-up offense not expected by the Tiger defense, and it's starting to wear some of them down. Boomer from the shotgun. Good protection right now. He's got all day to throw. Good protection. He rolls out, and he launches it for Erickson, and Erickson picks it up at the 15-yard line. So Boomer with all day, and that's just throw and catch right there. There's no routes there. That's Erickson seeing his quarterback scramble and says, hey, I need to get out there to him.
And that's something Erickson seems to do a great job of, is when he sees his quarterback start getting pressured, is he goes and finds an open place and gets in it. And he's always the one who gets kind of those, I would just say, sloppy plays that kind of maybe the dump down a little bit.
Well, hey, right place at the right time, and Erickson picks up a big chunk of yards. It's now 1st and 10 from the 15. Boomer from the shotgun. He's not able to hand it off to Smith. I believe that was supposed to go to Smith. Boomer not able to hand it off, but he keeps it, and he's got a lot of running room. He's now down for a 1st and goal from the 4. Well, they're changing the spot just a little bit. I believe it's going to be 1st and goal from the 5. We may have a measurement right now as the sideline official is right on top of it. And we're going to bring the referee. He's going to do a little bit of his own eye spotting. He's trying to talk to the official. What are we doing here?
I think they're going to.
I imagine it's going to be a measurement.
Yeah.
It's really close. I'll be surprised if we go to 2nd down. But Boomer with a high snap, he's able to wrangle that thing in, and he takes it for another at least 10 yards. So Seth Boomer, we saw him last week doing a little bit more with his legs, and there on maybe a broken play, realizing, hey, listen, I've got the rock. Let me show you what I can do with it. What do you think about Boomer running those and maybe his zone read in the future?
Yeah, and you think it might have been a mishap on the play. I think that was a design zone read, the way he didn't even kind of come back for the ball anyways, or it might have been a designated run for Boomer, but something that a lot of people are seeing now is he has a threat on his feet. A lot of people didn't think he did.
It's going to be 1st and goal for Schaefer Smith, and he walks through a big hole, and he's in for a touchdown. So the Cardinals, as we mentioned, needing to get off to a very good start, and they come and drive down on big play after big play. I mean, maybe not huge plays, but 15 yards here, 20 yards here, 10 yards here, and they really never even made it past 2nd down on that drive. So a good drive by the Cardinals to start off the game, and talk about how that affects your keys to the game.
So offensively, that was the major key to the game, was they have to come out to a fast start, and already you see taking about 3 minutes off the clock and marching the whole way down the field and punching into the end zone. That's that's something you have to get excited about. I don't think the Collinsville Cardinals have scored on the opening drive all year long.
So some interesting play calling as we've seen the Cardinals go to the running game most of the time as they start off this season. What did you see so far tonight that's just a little bit different? We talked about there's maybe some changes. They maybe simplified the playbook a little bit. Did Coach Jones there of the Cardinals? What did you see from their first set? What do you see moving forward for them?
Well, I see they weren't as conservative as they have been all year. They come out and they're already throwing the ball and a little quick screen route. And you saw Schaefer run, I think it was twice, one on the goal line and once about the 30-yard line, and he was stopped on the 30-yard line, so they went back to throw it. And so already opened up the playbook.
And the Cardinals off again. 7.5 minutes left to go in this first quarter. They're up 7-0. And if you're the Tahlequah Tigers, so far you really haven't seen a lot of adversity this year. You started off 4-0. You've played some tough teams, but you really had it handled. And to start off down 7-0 for the first time this season. Big kick. Again, another good kick, and really right over the head of the Tahlequah Tigers. They're starting off on their 5-yard line, and they're not really looking to back up. So the first one bounces right on the goal line. This one through the back of the end zone, for Cole Hadley. So another touchback for Hadley now, and that's got to feel good if you're the coaches of the Collinsville Cardinals. As you understand now, you can basically, every time you kick off, you can pin them deep.
Yeah, and that's something that we really haven't seen out of Hadley all year, is some kicks into the end zone, and that's got to be nice, like you said, for Collinsville to always start defense on the 20-yard line.
They're trying to get Lucas out. He pitches out wide, and it looks like it's a big hold, but they're not going to call it, as number 23, Austin Roberts, was out there, and he was fighting off the defender, and he was in on the tackle. Erickson came up to he'll get credit for the tackle, but I'll tell you right now, that play was made by Austin Roberts.
Yeah, good job at trying to get off his block as best he could, and he kind of disrupted the play and then slowed the runner down where Erickson was able to come clean it up.
And for an outside linebacker kind of safety hybrid there to set the edge, that's a good start for him. Lucas now trying to decide whether to pass or run, and he's going to try and hold on to the ball after I don't know if that was a run or pass. As you look, the wide receivers are down the field blocking. Lucas looked like he wanted to pass, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. So I don't know if they're calling that a sack or a design run, but another big play by this Cardinals defense. And now the Tigers, who, like you said, it's had good success this season so far offensively, are now finding themselves at 3rd and 15, down 7 early in this game. Lucas takes the snap, fakes. It looks like he's going to go out for Morris. Erickson's got him draped, as well as Forrest. Forrest had him over the top. So Morris and Lucas, as we mentioned, seem to be a lot of the offense here of the Tahlequah Tigers. They haven't connected. Well, they've connected once, on a quick out route. But Morris is going back right now. He's going to have a chat with Lucas, and he's going to tell him, man, I'm getting double teamed right now. Maybe give me a shot, maybe give me a chance. But that's Lucas is only looking there. He hadn't looked at any other receiver so far tonight.
And that's something you see the Cardinals are double covering him or bringing a guy over the top to make sure if they do throw it deep to him, he has extra protection. And that's something you haven't really seen the past couple of weeks. If you've seen just basically one-on-one coverage, and if you get beat, you get beat.
And I don't know if the Cardinals have seen a big hit by Levi Draper on the snapper. I don't know if the Cardinals have seen something in the Tigers punt team that would make them think they need to stay out on defense there. But that was 4th and 15, and they kept their defensive unit out there trying to make sure that it was a good punt. So the Cardinals not set up for return. Another good bounce for the Tigers, and the Cardinals will start off on their own, on their own 44. So that seems like a great, not a bad start. But when you think about the fact that that Forrest was set up on the Tiger 45, that's 10 extra yards you have to get.
Maybe you think maybe the coaches see that the punter for Tahlequah isn't that great of a punter, doesn't give the Cardinals a chance to return it, so they leave their defense on there just for that safety blanket of a fake.
Maybe. And speaking of safety blanket being gone, Boomer's going to be out by himself in this set. He passes out. It's going to be a screen now, I believe. That's to West. That's Hayden West, I believe, number 33 for the Cardinals, and he picks up 5 yards. So again, we haven't seen early in the game Boomer being in the backfield by himself. You see a lot more of Schaefer Smith so far in this, usually at this point in the game. And right now, Tillman's in the game as running back, but Boomer's been in the backfield by himself, and he's worked that arm out a little bit more so far. And speaking of working the arm out, now he's going to work the legs out as Boomer's going to be on a big run. There is a flag on the play. Boomer came all the way across the field, and I believe that's going to be a hold or a block in the back, something of that nature, because the officials walked all the way back, and they don't look like they're interested in setting the ball forward at all. So we have a hold by the Cardinals. Yeah, so that's a hold by the offensive line of the Cardinals. As Boomer cut back, it looked like there was a wall of guys just pushing, but they're going to say one of those guys was holding. So that's going to bring the Cardinals from a 2nd and 5, and they'll be at 2nd and 10 at least. So that may be a 2nd and, 15. I believe, 15. Yeah, I'm sorry, 2nd and 15. Sorry. Apologize, 2nd and 10. Again, my math may be a little bit off. That's why we brought Logan
18.
in. He's got the math real fast. 2nd 18. So interesting. Those are spot fouls there. So it's a hold from the spot. So last week, a big hold really stalled the Cardinals offense as they went back, like I believe it was a 15-yard hold from where the hold was committed. And again, we see kind of a stall there. 2nd down and 15. So a big pass for West, and you see West was looking. He kind of cut his route off a little bit. Did number 13, Sam West, and just about the time Boomer was releasing, West had turned and he kind of stutter stepped just a little step right there, and Boomer overthrows him.
But you already see Collinsville going deep and trying to get those big plays, something they haven't had these past couple of games.
And they're going to need a big play here as it's now 3rd down and 15. The Cardinals have a lot of success on offense, but again, one penalty can really bring you back. Trips right for Boomer as he sets up in the backfield. Good protection, and as Boomer slides to the left, he's got wide open is number 21, Justin Collins, and I don't believe Collins ever located that ball in the air, as I don't know if he was looking down as West was heading his way as well, but Collins was wide open. He was behind the defenders, and it goes through his hands, I believe over his head, but I don't think he ever really saw the ball in the air as he just threw his hands up at the last second off his fingertips. And it's 4th and 15. The Cardinals will set up their first punt of the night. High snap is fielded well by Roberts, and a really, I don't know if they were attempting for the block or if he just got back there, but it's fielded by the Tahlequah Tigers. We've been playing Tigers every week, it feels like. And returned, but a good open field tackle. We mentioned the open field tackles are going to be necessity by the Cardinals. Good open field tackle by Rock Robbins. I mean, we were expecting that from him. But, I mean, there was 5 yards on either side, and he really put the returner in the dirt.
Yeah, and a good punt for Austin Roberts after being pressured. I didn't think he was going to be able to get it off, and he just sat in there and was able to pin him down to the 26-yard line.
So the Tigers on their 3rd drive trying to really find their first earned first down. They did get a first down on a roughing the passer there in the first quarter, but now running again with Lucas, and Lucas has stood right up. So Kyle Lucas having a tough time sledding, as the Cardinals really don't think he's ever going to hand it off, as he hasn't shown that he does that a whole lot this season. And he's met right in the hole by Arnold and Draper sends him with a good square tackle, sends him back, and that's just going to be, I believe he made it back to the line of scrimmage. So there's no loss on the play, but a good play there by Draper. And a little Oklahoma drill. You know, you line up one guy on one guy, and he's got one hole, and you're there to fill it. And he's got to drain it.
Even if he does hand it off, I feel like they're gonna dare him to hand it off. And
Lucas with a quick pass, and it's defended well by Erickson. And I don't know, did Morris catch that ball?
They have him as a catch.
What a catch by him. I mean, Erickson, I thought, hit the ball as soon as it was there. But so good defense by Erickson, but Morris has the mitts. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 5 for this sputtering Tiger offense. Lucas sets back in the shotgun. That's number 25, Chet Rutten, in the backfield with him. We're going to look at Morris. He's split all the way to the left. Lucas is looking at Morris. It's going to be a screen to Morris. Roberts tips it. It's off Morris, and Roberts intercepts it. So Roberts down to the 8-yard line. He almost loses the ball, but Roberts down to the 6-yard line. And so a great play there by Roberts, who reads the screen, fights off the defender there, hits off of Morris's face mask and into Roberts' hands. So we've mentioned him like 15 times. A great punt there, good tackling on the defense, and there an interception, being at the right place at the right time, continuing to fight that off, and he returns that all the way down to the 6-yard line.
That ball seemed to floated. He had it in it, like hit his face mask and kind of stuck up there for a minute, and then he realized it was there and stuck his hands out. And what a heads-up play by him, and that screen was read the whole way.
Yeah, so again, the Tigers still trying to run everything through Lucas and Morris, and the Cardinals, again, we've seen a lot of evidence of film so far. Good film study by both these coaching staffs as well as these players.
I believe is there 12?
He's calling delay a game. I guess we didn't get set up in time to the Cardinals there after they'd started the play clock, and I guess the Cardinals didn't get out there in time, and they'd run the play clock. I didn't know that they'd gotten the ball set that fast, but apparently they did. So the Cardinals kind of shooting themselves in the foot here, and they'll start from the 11 instead of from the 5. Schaefer Smith with the carry. He's met by 3 Tigers in the backfield, so he's going to go backwards. So the Cardinals now off that big turnover now have just gone backwards in 2 consecutive, well, not even plays. 1 penalty and 1 play drops him all the way back down from inside the 5, or from just outside the 5 to the 14-yard line. So the Cardinals have some tough sledding to go. It's 2nd and 14, and they got to find the end zone. Boomer sets up and shotgun. Schaefer Smith beside him. The Tigers send 5. Boomer looks like he's going to be able to run. No, he's looking for a receiver. He throws it up into the end zone, and I believe that's a catch. That's Levi Draper. They're going to call that a catch for a touchdown. So Boomer throws it across his body, a tough pass, as he looked like he was running and then ran laterally, so he didn't cross that line of scrimmage. And talk to me about the heads-up play by Boomer and the good catch by Draper.
And again, you see Boomer sit back there and take a hit while throwing it. And I think that ball was meant for Levi, but when he got that hit, it took some power out of it. And Levi able to come up with a great grab, and you see a heads-up play by him. Right when he catches it, he gets that ball out and shows it to the referee. And I think that was the major selling point there.
So a low snap there, picked up well by Brandon Lowe as he had it bounce back to him, and he sets it down for a good extra point kick by Cole Hadley. So the Cardinals, as we mentioned, one of the keys of the game, both of them here in this second, all 3 of them. Let's go with all 3 of them here in this first quarter. There we go. As we talked about the keys of the game, containing Lucas. So far they've contained him all you can expect. Get the limit the turnovers, and they've only gotten the ball so far, and get out to a hot start, and they're off to 14 points here in 3 drives.
So you can't ask for anything better with the start for the Cardinals. You see already, like you said, interception by Austin Roberts, so he gave the offense another chance. And something you really haven't seen all year is the offense reward the defense. The defense all year has rewarded the offense with getting them good field position. Like in the Ulagal game, they had turnovers and stops when they needed them, but the offense couldn't capitalize. Catoosa game, the offense and defense were both solid. Then the Skiatook game, same thing. The defense played pretty solid other than a couple of plays, but the offense couldn't capitalize. Same as last week. You see the offense get all the way down to about the 2-yard line. Twice they were down within in the 5-yard line and could not make anything out of it.
And again, Hadley with the touchback, so this is becoming routine as the Tigers aren't stepping back. They're not really interested in returning these kicks, I don't believe, as they still haven't figured out Hadley, and he kicks it through the end zone. And the Cardinals are going to start off, the Tigers are going to start off on their own 20-yard line, 80 yards to go, down 14 in this first quarter. Well, 3 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Lucas now for the Tigers takes the field, as we always want to know that the Cardinals want to know too, where's Lucas and where's Morris. So we got Lucas in the backfield. Now there's 2 backs, so this is a different set than they've had before. Morris up top, and we're going to see what they try and do out of this. Lucas holds on to the ball. I said he hands the ball off. He actually holds on to the ball. A big hit there by Cole, as I believe Lucas saw it, and he was trying to half slide, but he took one to the face And a big penalty flag.
Yeah, Rock Robbins was tackled down there, and that's going to back him up 10 yards from the spot. And I saw that right away. Rock Robbins come off the line, and here the lineman for Tahlequah already had his hands all the way around him.
So both teams now having a few penalties, stall some drives. The Tigers now have had it stall 2 drives. The Cardinals have had them stall 1, and then they had to make that 15-yard conversion on 3rd down there on the last drive, which they were able to do. So some penalties now hurting both of these teams. Again, Lucas sets up 2 backs in the backfield, one of them being Caden Allridge getting his first reps of the game, as he's just in there to block as Lucas is going to take it for a 1-yard gain. So really it looks like for the most part Lucas is just going to run, and all they put Rotten and Aldridge in the backfield for the Tigers, and they're just there for extra blockers in the box.
And something that the Cardinals have done really well with tonight is they are making sure they hit Lucas. They are making sure they get to him. He is the main one they are focusing on. They're basically daring Tahlequah to hand it off to someone else, and Tahlequah has yet to do that. Excuse me.
Lucas in the backfield, and he just barely doesn't hand it off. And as you mentioned, Arnold came in screaming, and he hit both of the running backs. And there's a late flag by the umpire, as that was Schaefer Smith with a great tackle outside there. But I don't know if what the umpire saw there, he was 10 yards off the play, and he threw a late flag. There wasn't anybody near him, and I don't know what he saw or what the call's going to be here. Dead ball, personal foul against the Tigers. So I don't know who it was or what happened there, but that had to be after the play. So they should lose that down, I believe. I don't know. They're talking as to whether it looks like the penalty is going to be declined. No? Okay.
No, they'll accept it, but I lost it down since it was a dead ball foul.
Yeah, and I thought so, but I looked at the sideline, and me and the chain game were on different wavelengths. But so it is lost and down. Now it's going to be 3rd down and I believe 25 now for the Tigers, as Lucas looks to take the snap. He hard counts as he's done the entire time, and Arnold's going to give him that 5 yards back, as there's been a few flinches there on the defensive line for the Cardinals, but none of them have reached the neutral zone yet. And Arnold that time, he makes it across. So Lucas if he's not getting the yards with his legs, he's been getting a few yards on the penalties there, as they'll gain a little bit of that back, but they've got 19 yards to go before the 1st down on 3rd down. Lucas in the backfield trying the hard count again. He looks to the sidelines with only 10 seconds left to go. The offense needs to call this play in quickly. 5 seconds now on the play clock. Lucas snaps it. It's high. He holds on to the ball. He's got some running room in the middle, but the Cardinals, that's number 87, running him down from behind. Big number 87, Grayson Boomer, the freshman defensive end, runs down Lucas from behind, and that's going to stop that Tiger drive. Lucas now having a little bit of success up the middle. They had a big hold on the first time he ran up the middle, but so far I think he's handed it off once, and it was a reverse play, a little trickery there.
And you already see some trickery here.
So some wide splits. It looks like they may try and rugby punt. Usually that's what these wide splits mean for the punter, but they're just watching the Cardinals, and the Cardinals have kept, Big Harrison still on the field for the Cardinals, and he's not usually the one that they would use for their punt block offensive set there. And so they're playing just a little bit more prevent, but not as successful there for the Tigers, as usually both their punts have now been like 35 and 40 yards. That one a little bit shorter that time. It's a 25-yard punt. The Cardinals will start off this drive inside the Tiger territory, up 14 with 56 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
And that 3rd down play was the biggest play I think the Tigers have had on offense all game, and that time is the only play I've seen that the Cardinals haven't stayed true to going in and getting Lucas. That time they went to the running back.
And I'm telling you, we've only seen Lucas hand the ball off once. So that's Lowe taking the snap from Boomer. Lowe goes outside. Lowe's got some running room. He has to cut it back inside, but he's not before he gets 7 yards right there. So some good running off tackle there by the Cardinals. Boomer just hands it off. It's a big sweep. And Lowe's going to pick up a good chunk of yardage.
See, I wonder if he has that option to keep it there, because you see them putting in motion, and the whole defense shifted right when they saw him. And it looked like he was kind of looking and reading that defensive end on the right side.
So far, we haven't seen any zone read yet, really, by the Cardinals to use the legs of – it's a zone read set, but they haven't used the legs of Boomer intentionally, I don't think, very much so far in this game. But a big run there by Tillman. You may not need to use Boomer's legs, hopefully, as Tillman takes it up the middle for a gain of, I believe that's 20 yards right there in the first down. So the Cardinals, with 14 seconds left to go in this first quarter, I believe the way that Boomer's acting, that's going to be the end of this first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, the Cardinals up 14-0 all over this hometown Tahlequah Tigers team, and they're looking to score again on the 27-yard line. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. You're watching Cardinal TV.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
Welcome back to Tahlequah, Oklahoma. The Cardinals up 14-0 and driving again on this 4-0 Tigers team, as we're doing a little bit of presentation here before this second quarter starts, I think, as the official's about to start the play clock. Logan, tell me how we got to 14-0.
So you saw opening drive, Collinsville takes it from about the 20-yard line, and quick 3-minute drive, marched right down the field, punched into the end zone with a Schaefer Smith touchdown. Then you see the second possession, a punt. Third possession, second possession on defense, Austin Roberts gets it, intercepts it, takes it down to the 5-yard line. Then you see another touchdown by the Cardinals.
And as we were talking about all the Cardinals accolades, one of the first kind of hiccups there in the Cardinals offense is they kind of shoot themselves in the foot. A low snap picked up by Boomer, so good heads-up play by Boomer, but Springwater is able to tackle him there for a big loss. Now it's going to make it second down and 18 for the Cardinals from their own 35-yard line. Or excuse me, from the Tigers' 35-yard line. Boomer now in the shotgun, Tillman to the right of him, twins on each side for the Cardinals. And the officials are going to stop play. I believe the Cardinals want a timeout.
So they see something they don't like, and with 2nd and 18, they've got to get a big chunk of this yardage so they can have third manageable.
So the Cardinals right there, I mean, it's a potential big loss, another big play, maybe turning the tide for the Tigers if Boomer's not able to get on that. But if anything, it's slowing down the offense there for the Cardinals. Is really the Tigers haven't been slowing down this Cardinal offense at all. It's been the Cardinals with penalties has been the only reason that they've been stopped tonight. And now that low snap.
Yeah, and that's something we've kind of been blessed with this year. Is our center Connor Cross has done a great job. Really haven't had any problems with the snap back.
So the snap this time is up and in good. It's to Tillman. Tillman is met about 3 yards up the field. And it's a tough tackle, tough sledding there. He's met by number 2, Jake Springwater. So the Springwater brothers there now affecting this for the Tiger defense there, as one comes in and has a big tackle for the loss, and that one he only lets Tillman tackle or gain 3 yards, for that tackle. So that 3rd and 18 now, 3rd and 13. Oh, I guess he got 5 yards there. 3rd and 13 for Boomer and the Cardinal offense as he sets up for the shotgun. Boomer with a man in his face, throws deep to an open West, and West again across the middle. Sam West in that little skinny post, he's able to get inside Braxton Hood right there, and he's going to score a touchdown for the Cardinals. So another big play there for the Cardinals as Boomer stands in there in the face of somebody about to hit him for the third time. He's delivered touchdown passes right in the face of somebody just getting ready to smack him right in the teeth, or big plays. The first one was for a touchdown.
So Seth Boomer isn't afraid to take a hit, as you've seen tonight. Like you said, twice already taken a hit, and that time was standing in the pocket about to take a hit.
And Hadley's up and inning good, and the Cardinals start off this second quarter the way they finished off the first with the touchdown. It's now 21-0. The Cardinals all out in front of the Tahlequah Tigers. Quick plug while we go here. You're watching Cardinal TV. If you want to advertise on Cardinal TV, we have advertising space available. Please contact the high school, and they will get you in contact with who you need to know in order to advertise on Cardinal TV and get your business working with us as we try and boost different businesses in Collinsville. Back again to the action is Hadley. We expect him to kick it through the end zone again, as he's done it the first 3 kicks so far. He's had a pretty busy night. He's had 3 extra points and 3 kickoffs, so for 4 kickoffs, for the Cardinals. So what you want to see from your kicker, or if you're the offensively, if you're Coach Jones, is your kicker coming up and saying, "Hey, Coach, man, I'm wore out."
And hopefully that happens tonight. I wouldn't be disappointed in that.
Hadley with a little bit shorter kick this time. That's going to be fielded by Morris at the 5-yard line. And Morris tries to get outside. Good play there by West, and a great tackle as he sets the edge is Hayden West with a great tackle out there on Morris in the open field, and he's going to stuff him short of the 20-yard line. And this ailing Tiger offense is going to have to figure out a way to get through this strong Cardinal defense tonight and just try and battle back into this game. Starting, I said their own 19. It's going to be their own 17-yard line. Looking at 83 yards till payday for the Tiger offense. Lucas in the shotgun now. He doesn't hand it off as usual, and he's going to be tackled for a big loss down to the 15-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there on a, I don't think it was a play action pass either. I think it was supposed to be a read, and Lucas just holds on to that ball. I don't think the only time he handed it off is when it was a reverse, as we mentioned. And the Cardinals keying on that all day long. I don't think anybody went out with number 25, Chet Rotten. Nobody really believed he was going to handle the rock, and they all hit Lucas as hard as he could.
Yeah, so it seems like the coaches really watched a lot of film, and they saw that Tahlequah falls in love with that.
And it's a pass now for the and another interception by Lowe. Man, okay, so let me explain what just happened there. I got so excited. I was so excited because Lucas pitched the ball out to Rotten, and I didn't know what was happening there, but Rotten passed it deep for Morris, so it was actually just a double pass. And Lowe has the interception off the foot of Morris, but I believe wisely it's pass interference on the Cardinals. So as I believe that was Erickson who bit on the close play. Who was it?
Chandler Cole, I think, and he was the one who had the pass interference. But I think that pass interference call Coach Jones can take after you get beat, and so you do anything to make sure he doesn't get a wide open field to just run in for the touchdown.
So saving the touchdown there is Cole, I guess we could say, as he came in, didn't know where the ball was, but knew he wasn't going to let Morris get behind him. Saving the big play mainly for the Cardinals, as we talked about. That's one of the things they've struggled with so far this season. But life now, a little bit of life, is their second first down, I believe, is the Tigers. Their second first down earned on penalties. So far they haven't quite found their offensive rhythm, as Lucas now, he's going to lower his head, and he's going to get 3 yards of his own. So as we've come accustomed to, Lucas, so far, I don't even think he looked at the guy to pitch it to. I think he kind of faked with his hands, but he didn't even look out there, as he was going to run the ball up the field on his own.
I feel like Lucas is getting frustrated. He's trying to get something going for this Tahlequah offense, and he just can't find any gaps for him to take off and get some yards.
Lucas now sets back. He's going to throw it into Morris. Morris catches it for the 4-yard gain, I believe, but he's immediately on his knee, and Erickson's right there breaking up on him. So this is the best so far back-to-back play set for the Tigers. And they're going to face 3rd down and 4 here, as the Cardinals will have to stand strong if they want to build on this 21-point lead. Lucas will go from the shotgun again. Morris again down to the right. And he's got Rotten beside him. Lucas looks to fake the handoff, as we mentioned, and he's hit immediately by Arnold. So Arnold and Robbins both not even looking at number 25, Chet Rotten. And Lucas is going to go back. So now it's going to be a 4th down and 5 now for the Tigers, and they send on their punting unit for their 4th punt of the night.
And you see Collinsville still sticking with their defensive unit on the on 4th down, just to make sure nothing is going to happen.
Yeah, and the Cardinals again all stand up, all just kind of everybody get in front of somebody, try to mash him a little bit, just let Forrest maybe get onto the ball. He's guarantee the coaches have said, hey, if you can get to it, just fair catch it. So I'll be surprised if you see him do anything but. The Tigers now, again, hurting themselves a little bit more as the snap wasn't made before a delay of game. So they're going to step back even further, and now they're going to be punting from their own 30-yard line, reeling a little bit. Had a few positive yard plays there, but as Lucas, you mentioned, probably getting a little bit frustrated. He's used to running all over the place, and he's been tackled for a loss on most of his yards. I'd be surprised if he has positive yardage tonight.
Yeah, Collinsville, I know I've said this many times, but they've done a really good job at just staying true to the quarterback.
It's a short punt, but a very good bounce for the Tigers. Has the ball bounced at the 45-yard line, and it's going to go all the way down to the 22 for the Cardinals. So with 8:45 left to go, the Cardinals will take over, up 21-0 on this hometown, even homecoming for the Tahlequah Tigers, and their offense really clicking on all cylinders so far tonight. Tell me what they've done so far to be up 21-0.
Well, they've really found the deep ball. Sam West has 2 big catches, and the running game, they haven't really even tried to run the ball. They've had a couple of runs to Mark Tillman, a couple to Schaefer Smith, but for the most part, they've either had quick screen routes or they've been throwing it deep. And you saw Seth Boomer has had a couple of runs.
And the offensive line for these Cardinals really, Boomer picks it up himself, makes a good move on the outside on the athletic Morris, and he's able to pick up some positive yards. So there's a zone read right there, and knowing that Schaefer Smith would have been hit by 3 different guys, Boomer pulls it. So we mentioned talking about a zone read maybe, and see if Boomer's actually going to pull it or if he's just handing the ball off to the opposite of what Lucas has been doing tonight. And Boomer's able to juke the athletic Morris out on the outside and gain 3 yards. Talking about the offensive line so far tonight, we have seen Boomer take a little bit of heat, but usually that's a good 5-6 seconds into the play. So how would you judge their offensive production so far tonight?
Offensively, they've done a really good job at giving Seth Boomer time, and also giving time for the wide receivers to run their routes and get open. So running the ball, they've created holes. It's just they've closed up really quickly from the Tahlequah Tiger defense.
So offensively now, the Collinsville Cardinals are in a 3rd and long, which they really haven't faced too much tonight, and every time they have, it's been a big pass play to either Sam West or Levi Draper. And now they'll go with 1 back set, 3rd down and 6, as West is only able to pick up 2 on that inside little toss sweep, I believe. Boomer sets back. Morris is blitzing, and he's untouched. Boomer's able to shed Morris, though, and pick up a little bit extra yards. Throws across his body up to Schaefer Smith. And Schaefer Smith is going to be hit as soon as he catches the tall pass, and all that for a loss of a yard. So Seth Boomer scaring everybody in the Collinsville Nation there, but he's able to shed off, show some strength, throw down 2 athletic players from the Tahlequah Tigers, as it would have been a loss of 15. And he's able to throw it up in the air for Smith. And Smith picks up loses 1 yard, and the Cardinals will have to punt for just the 2nd time tonight.
And Boomer's done a great job at extending all the plays. And Collinsville's missing.
Yeah, I believe they're missing 2 different players right now. But the play clock just set up, so they have Cole has time to get back out there and get ready to block a little bit for Austin Roberts. I believe that was Arnold calling into the sideline saying, hey, you need to get back here. Roberts fields a good snap there. It hits the Tahlequah player who's not ready, and that's recovered by the Tigers, or excuse me, by the Cardinals. And that's recovered by, I believe that's number 3, Tyler Fanning.
Rock Robbins came up with the ball. So the
you
long snapper gets down there, and he gets the recovery.
So you have a good pickup on the snap there by Roberts as he has the shift way to the right. He puts up a big booming pass, or excuse me, punt. And the Tigers, who were looking to go on offense after a pretty good defensive stop, now face a little bit more adversity and a little bit more unlucky, I guess you'd call it. It bounces off one of their own players trying to make a block and into the hands of the Cardinals. The Cardinals with a big break now as they're able to pick up the ball on their own, on the Tiger 35. Run play right up the middle for Tillman, and Tillman, you mentioned the offensive line now creating some big holes for Tillman. Tillman's not even touched until he's 5-6 yards up the field, and he's going to pick up 8 on that first down carry.
And so you already see a lot of changes on the offensive side of the ball. Not Schaefer Smith last game got all the carries. Now you see Marcus Tillman getting probably 70% of the carries so far, and they're really slinging the ball around.
Tillman again on the carry. He's going to drag a few Tigers with him as he's going to cross, I believe it's 4 yards there. He's going to get the first down easily for the Cardinals, as the Cardinals' offensive juggernaut so far tonight are all over this. They've figured out something in that Tiger defense, running right up the middle, up 21-0 with 5 minutes left to go in this first half. First down now on the 24-yard line for the Collinsville Cardinals, excuse me. Boomer's going to stay in the shotgun. High snap, but he gets it and slings it out to Erickson. Erickson makes a move in the slot. Erickson throws off one tackler and couldn't throw off the second, but he did gain 9 yards on the play. So a good athleticism by both Boomer and Erickson is Boomer just had to do what he had to do to catch the ball and sling it out to Erickson quick.
So just a lot clicking on the offensive side of the ball for the Cardinals, doing a great job at changing pace. You saw them go the hurry up, then slow it down, and just keep Tahlequah kind of on their heels.
Boomer now from the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Tillman. Tillman's hit pretty early, but I believe he gains 2 yards there, and he's able to pick up the first down for the Cardinals. So Tillman on the inside now, kind of bruising the psyche here of this Tiger defense as they're not able to slow him down. And now we're after this snap, we'll be under 4 minutes in this first half. The Cardinals up 21-0 all over the Tahlequah Tigers. Boomer from the shotgun tonight. So far we haven't seen Boomer under center at all. High snap, it's going to be an option. Boomer's able to get it out to Tillman. Tillman running hard downfield, and I can't believe that Boomer got that ball out to Tillman, and Tillman's able to pick up another 6-7 yards there on the first down carry. And right there we see again, we've seen it a lot tonight, the athleticism of Boomer to kind of hold off a tackler for as long as he needs to get the right play going and to get the positive yardage for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he's done a great job of extending every play he possibly can.
Another kind of high snap there. Gets out to Lowe. Lowe is hit as soon as he touches the ball. So read well there by the Tiger defense as Boomer gets a high snap, slings it out to Lowe on the left side, and Lowe didn't even have the ball secured. I believe they're going to call that an incomplete pass as Lowe was hit hard as soon as the ball touched his hands, and the Tigers thought maybe that was a fumble, but called incomplete. It's now going to be third down and 4 for the Cardinals on the 8-yard line. The Cardinals just need 4 more yards in order to they can still get a first down, without scoring. So they need 4 more yards for the first down or 6 more yards for the touchdown. Another option play. Boomer's kind of stuck in limbo there, and the Tigers rally him up as he's not able to pitch and he's not able to gain the first down. He's going to, in fact, lose a yard, I believe. And if you're Coach Jones, do you put your faith in the kicking team here on 4th down with 3 minutes left to go in the half, or do you try and step on the throat of the Tigers and maybe get momentum if you don't convert?
Well, I think you got to go for it, thinking you get the ball back at halftime, and the way your defense has played so far, you're 3 yards short, and you're going to pin them deep.
either way, it looks like Coach Jones is going to run as much time off the clock as he can, and he's just going to call a timeout as there's 4 seconds left on the play clock, and the offense of the Cardinals are heading to the sideline. So, as we mentioned, a timeout now. 2:26 left to go in this first half. The Cardinals are all over this Tahlequah Tiger team, up 21-0 and looking to score. Now it's 4th down and 5, let's say, from the 8-yard line. The Cardinals are facing that. What do you think Coach Jones is going to do? You're saying that he's going to send Boomer back out here and see if he can't run a – what play would you run if you're Coach Jones here? Let's say if you go for it. What's Coach Jones telling Boomer right now?
Well, he's got to do something that gets the ball out of the hand quick of Boomer. You saw Tahlequah down in this goal line get a lot of pressure on Boomer, sending a lot of heat, which is expected when you get down there. So either I don't think they'll go with a bubble route just because Brandon Lowe was just blown up on that, but see something, maybe a quick slant route over the middle, or you can even see another option, a zone read maybe with Boomer and Tillman back there. Just something to get the ball out of the backfield quick.
We've seen the option play now that the Tigers, they believe that Boomer can move, and they believe that Boomer can beat them with their legs. You've seen them kind of focus a little bit more. They're used to, this Tiger defense is used to defending a pretty good running quarterback, so you can tell they've started kind of adjusting a little bit more to slowing down Seth Boomer here, and we'll see the Cardinals now coming out with their field goal unit. So Hadley now, Boomer's going to stand off to the sidelines. Hadley now is going to try and get a little bit more worn out in a different way, as he's just probably 5 yards further than a extra point. Snap's good, kicks up, and it's good. So the Cardinals now 24-0, up 24 on the Tahlequah Tigers. And as we mentioned, Hadley now has gotten more work than usual at this point in the game. I mean, even in the Catoosa game, Hadley's been kickoff, extra point. Now he's got a field goal, so he's got himself on the stat sheet quite a lot of times, and that's got to make Coach Jones happy.
Yeah, and something you haven't seen all year is, I think the most points Consul scored all year is 28. Would you agree with that?
Well, the Catoosa game.
Oh, Catoosa, yeah, you're right. In a loss, it's been 28, but Catoosa, they had 45, I believe, and they're already over halfway there.
Yeah, 24 points with 2 minutes left to go. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left to go in this first half. And these Tahlequah Tigers have got to figure out something offensively to try to get something going. And they've been trying to run it through Kyle Lucas this entire time. And you can tell he's getting a little bit frustrated. What are you going to do if you're the coaches for Tahlequah? I mean, how do you set up your team? How do you get them a little bit of life? You saw them try and do that. They gain a little bit of life from that double pass there. They've tried to reverse. I mean, what's Coach Gilbert going to do right now?
Well, something I think you have to talk to Lucas about is you can't take the matters into your own hands. You still have to play within the game plan. And something I've saw of him is he's been trying to do it all, and that's really hurt the Tahlequah Tigers. So he's got to stay on his game plan and continue to make his reads and do what is best for his team instead of take matters into his own hands.
And that kickoff from Hadley is a little bit short. As I said, his leg's probably getting pretty tired. He's going to have to make sure he ices it at halftime, as Brian Reich recovers that for the Tigers, and a pretty decent return from him as he's popped at the 25-yard line. So the Tigers now facing a big chunk to go, 75 yards, and they need to get something on the board here before the half. Lucas from the shotgun. He's looking to throw deep, but he's wrapped up. The Collinsville Cardinals, Rock Robbins, way in the backfield, forces him into the hands, and that's going to be a sack by number 51, Jacob Harrison. And Robbins came around the outside. Lucas stepped up right into Harrison. And Harrison now picks up a few stats of his own.
Yeah, and a good job by the defense getting back there, and that's something that we need to see from this defense, is getting pressure on Lucas and making sure he can't get out and scramble for the run, because he seems like he wants to just sit back there and find Morris.
Lucas pitches the ball for one of the first times we've seen tonight, and the Cardinals able to get Rotten down out of bounds for a short gain, but a big gain there, as Lucas can hand the ball off or pitch. You know, we thought maybe he could only do that if he knew somebody else was passing the ball, but he proves that that's something he can do. So I believe that, you know, exactly what you're saying. The coaches set him down and said, hey, you don't have to run every single time. But that long pass after that big sack makes it 3rd down and 9 for this offense. It's just got to find something in order to keep their team in the game. Cardinal defense sets up, expecting the pass here. Sets up back. Lucas rolls out. He's trying to find somebody. Arnold's right in his face. Good defensive play there by Erickson as Morris is running around, and Lucas really trying to find Morris. But Erickson bats it up in the air, and it looked like it was almost going to be picked off if he could just quite get there. But now the Tigers, pinned back deep, are going to have to punt again. And the Cardinals with their infamous punt block, a.k.a. safe defense for the Cardinals. So Coach Jones, again, not taking any chances. I believe they must have seen something from the Tigers earlier on in this season. He just said, hey, guys, listen, we're just going to take this. We're going to go safe. We're going to pin them deep. We're going to play good defense, good offense, and there's no point in taking a big risk here. So snaps in and good. No rush as expected. A pretty good kick there. I believe Forrest called for the fair catch. No, he didn't. But he's able to juke the first 2 players there, and he makes it all the way about to midfield. So some risky play there by Forrest as he knows there's no blockers. And I thought he made the fair catch call. The officials said he didn't make it, and apparently he knew he didn't make it, but he was able to juke the first 2 gunners down there. And a risky play pays off as he's able to pick up 9 yards on the return. The Cardinals with 1:22 left to go in this first half, up 24-0 on the 48-yard line. Logan, are we going to see some runs here, or are they going to try and go deep?
Well, with the momentum they have, I mean, you might see them try and go deep. With 1:22 left, they might just play it safe and just hand it off and see what they get on these first couple of plays.
It looks like they're going to pass. Boomer sets back. He has to juke the first guy. It's been a while now. He tries to throw across his body, and it's in the dirt, trying to find Erickson across the way. So we know immediately what Coach Jones is going to do with 1:15 left to go in this first half as he comes out throwing the ball on first down. I mentioned that Boomer's running around. He has a lot of time because we want you to understand the offensive line for the Cardinals tonight really playing pretty well and keeping people out of Boomer's hands, even though out of his face, even though he has been hit a few times tonight. It's been after a good 4 or 5 seconds. He's had time to check a few different receivers before he's had to release the ball.
But I think some of the reason why he's had so much time and why he hasn't got the ball away is because it seems like Tahlequah's only sending 2 or 3 guys, and they're dropping back in full coverage. So that's why it seems like the wide receivers are really struggling to get open.
And a big run there by Schaefer Smith. The clock will run. We're now down to 50 seconds left, but it's 3rd down and 5 for the Cardinals. And Coach Jones, I believe, he's sending West End, but it looks like they're kind of taking their time. They're not really in a big, quick rush. They have 2 timeouts, and I think they're probably just going to run this ball. Nope, looks like they're going to give one more shot to Boomer as he sets up, and he has a bunch of time, but now he has to scramble, and he throws it out too low. Lowe's now going to go Erickson. Erickson's now going to go across the field. He's got Schaefer Smith blocking for him, and Erickson's going to have to juke one player. He's tackled now down inside the 5-yard line, and I believe we're going to see a timeout by Coach Jones.
No, he's already calling the hurry up, it seems like.
We don't have a timeout yet. Now the clock won't start until the chain gang is set, but it's inside the 5. So we're gonna have, as soon as that ball's set, the official's gonna start the play clock. We're under 20 seconds left to go, so it's a hurry up offense. Seth Boomer going under center, and he's gonna spike the ball in first down.
And that's kind of surprising, having 2 timeouts.
So 2 timeouts left, I believe.
Or maybe
Coach Jones,
1. We're showing 1.
We are showing 1. Okay, the scoreboard's saying 2 timeouts left, so maybe that's what's throwing us off. Maybe if he only has 1 timeout, then he's just preserving that, making sure they get 2 good chances here at the end zone. Now you have the chance to run. Now you have a chance to pass. Now you can be tackled inbounds. So you got really your whole playbook's open. What are you expecting from the Cardinals right here? Is they're really looking to step on the throat of this Tahlequah Tiger team.
Well, you see, something new that we haven't seen all year is Levi Draper's lined up wide left, and flags here. I wonder if it's going to be
Looks like they're going to call false start. Yeah, so the Cardinals, again, if there's one negative thing you could say about their offense tonight, they've had 4 or 5 penalties here at some pretty crucial times, and that's really the only thing that stopped them so far tonight. So I believe they're going to put the 2 seconds back on the clock. I don't know if the officials even noticed. Now we're at 14 seconds left. I believe we're going to keep it at 14 seconds. So the Cardinals with one timeout now. They're going to be on the 9-yard line, 2nd down and 9, with 14 seconds left to go, up 24-0. And now we're going to have a whole nother conversation as all the officials have come in, and they're going to talk about, I think, where they're going to go eat after this game.
Well, where did we go to eat before we got here?
We had a good time at, what was it, Branch?
Yeah, the Branch.
I believe the Branch.
Maybe
So-
we need send someone down there to put a good word in for him.
Yeah, there we go. Well, I know the officials are actually listening to me right now on Cardinal TV. And so they're thinking, well, let's go to Branch, because as soon as you mention it, they broke up. So who knows? It's now 2nd down and 9 for Seth Boomer. Boomer throws it up for Draper, and he's in for the score. So as you mentioned, Draper, normally the tight end, now he sets out wide, and the athletic tight end right there, the big body, he just runs a quick little skinny post route, and he's able to make it in, and Boomer just, it's too easy for him to throw and find that big body for Levi Draper. And another touchdown for the Cardinals as Hadley tries to make it even more of a deficit for this Tiger team.
I wonder if Levi Draper is going to start getting recruited as a wideout now. He was recruited and committed to OSU as a linebacker, but who knows? He has 2 touchdowns on the night.
Showing off his wheels tonight. Yeah, 2 touchdowns on the night. 10 seconds left to go, 31-0. The Cardinals all over this Tahlequah Tigers team. As you mentioned, the Tigers came in 4-0, and the Cardinals came in 1-3. The Cardinals playing tough games against tough teams, and the Tigers playing some pretty good games, but they had mainly blowouts so far this season, so we expected them to come out hot. And the Cardinals, kind of come out a little bit beat up, but so far we've seen the opposite.
Yeah, Collinsville really came out, and we say quick start, 31 points in 24 minutes. That's great for the Cardinals. We haven't saw that much all year, I believe, in the first half, and that's something exciting. This offense, finally, everything's clicking for them, and I think everyone had faith in them. It was just that we hadn't seen it yet. No one has seen a glimpse of Seth Boomer. You saw it last game a little bit, but this game he's really displayed how he can take off with his feet and be a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah, and we've seen the zone read, and we've seen the zone read keep, and that's something, as I mentioned earlier, I believe on that first one, I think it was a kind of a broken play because Schaefer Smith was like, oh, shoot, and he thought he was supposed to get the ball, and all the linemen went that way. But a good plays by Seth Boomer as he's really shown what he can do tonight. Morris on the return. Morris finding some open ground. Morris trying to cut back again for the 3rd time. He made it down to the 25-yard line, but all his running around is going to end this first half for the Cardinals, who really don't have much negative to say about it. It's 31-0 at halftime. This visiting Cardinals team all over the hometown Tigers of Tahlequah. We'll be back. We're going to do a quick commercial break. We'll be back after this to recap what just happened in that first half. You're watching Cardinal TV.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
Welcome back to Tahlequah High School in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and we've seen a big, really impressive output here by the Cardinals, by the Collinsville Cardinals on offense and defense. We've seen some turnovers. We've seen the Cardinals really just really clicking on all cylinders. Logan, tell me how we got here to 31-0 in this first half.
So Collinsville deferred start the first half, and they got out, took a quick start on defense, getting a stop there, getting the ball to the offense, and the offense marched down the field, 80-yard drive in about 3 minutes, and was able to punch it in with Schaefer Smith. Then you see defense with another stance, offense getting the ball, has to punt, And that's when you see the interception by Austin Roberts, a screenplay that Austin Roberts read the whole way, and the ball bounced in his hand, and he took off to about the 5-yard line. Then we're able to throw it. Levi Draper with a heck of a catch, and so that puts it at 14-0. Then Cole Hadley with the extra point. I'm missing someone's touchdown, though.
Schaefer Smith had the first one on the run.
Then Levi Draper on
Levi Draper had the second, and I believe Sam West had a big long one on a skinny post play, which has been working all night for the Cardinals.
Yeah, they found Sam West as a deep threat tonight. He had right out of the bat. First play, they saw him take off, and he was able to get about a 30-yard gain to the 50-yard line. And Levi Draper has 2 touchdowns on the night too. So really impressive job throwing the ball. Really impressive job by the Cardinals all around, defensively, offensively, special teams. They've done a great job tonight.
All right, it's 31-0. The Cardinals coming in with a 1-3 record, playing the 4-0 Tahlequah Tigers at home on homecoming, and they've just sucked all the emotion out of this hometown crowd as we're watching now them finally get up on their feet for something exciting, and it's the halftime show. We're going to go to halftime break. We'll be back probably with about 4 or 5 minutes left to go before the second half, and we'll bring you this second half again to recap. It's 31-0. The Collinsville Cardinals all over the Tahlequah Tigers. We'll be back after this. You're watching Cardinal TV.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the field for your halftime enjoyment, it's the Tahlequah High School Orange Express! The band is under the direction of senior drum majors Lenise Belcher and Rachel Ballard. Tonight, they'll present their musical show, Push. The band recently competed at the Owasso Invitational Marching Contest, and the second time in band history made the coveted finals competition. The band is headed tomorrow to the Broken Arrow Marching Contest. We've been pushed around. We push together. Stand up and cheer on those Tigers! The Talpo High School Orange Express. Thank you for your support and hope you enjoyed your halftime performance.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
And we're here at Gable Field in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. The Tahlequah Tigers finding themselves in a 31-0 rut at the hands of these Cardinals, and they're about to kick off to this powerful offense. Logan, tell us recap a little bit of that first half as it applies to what we said. Hey, these are keys to the game. These are what Collinsville has to do in order to be successful.
So coming into the game, the Collinsville Cardinals needed a quick start, come out and really put it to them and score right off the bat, and that's what they did. They marched right down the field. The first play of the game was a slant over the middle to Sam West, and that's kind of recapped the whole game, is how Collinsville has been able to just march right down the field on the Tigers and just punch it in the end zone at will. Defensively, they've done a great job at just containing Lucas at quarterback for the Tahlequah Tigers, and they've dared him all game to continue to give the ball off, but he's tried to keep it in his own hands, and it has been unsuccessful so far this first half.
And the Tigers now kick off. We've started this game as Tillman receives the kickoff. He's going to cut around to the left side. He's found some running room, and he's fighting and bruising. I believe they're going to give him to the 40-yard line, unless this official said he stepped out just a little bit short. Nope, to the 40-yard line. So the Cardinals now start off up 31-0. 6 seconds now into this second half, let's call it, even third quarter, whatever you want to say. And they're going to start off with favorable field position on their own 40-yard line, looking to add to this 31-point lead. If you're Coach Jones, you're up 31. Are you going to go back to conservative, or do you keep your foot on the pedal right here in the third quarter?
I think you got to play the way you have been. The one thing that you see the Cardinals struggle, or all teams struggle with, is when they get a lead, a lot of times they play more conservative, and that's when the teams fight their way back in.
And we have Polo Patterson now getting his first carry of the game for the Cardinals. As number 27, the senior, checks into the game as Schaefer Smith and Tillman. They're going to give them both a little bit of a rest and see what Patterson's got here in this second half. He's going to be good for 2 yards in that first carry. Now 2nd and 8 for the Cardinals. Boomer stayed in the shotgun this entire game, hadn't he?
Yeah, and you saw one time is when he went under center, but that was to spike the ball.
And Boomer now, he's going to have to scramble. A late flag by the linesman down here all the way across the field. We have 2 flags on the play. I believe there's one in the backfield and one by the linesman, and it was well after the play. So Boomer was flushed out. He had to throw the ball away. He throws it down, and I believe, let's see if we can get the call here. The officials are kind of conferring, trying to figure out what's going on. There's a flag in the defensive backfield and a flag all the way across the field. I believe they're calling it against the Cardinals. I don't know. Cardinals are backing up right now, and the officials are moving the ball back. See what the official called here. We have a
intentional grounding.
They're calling an intentional grounding, but Boomer was outside by the sideline on that call. So the Cardinals now are going to face a 3rd down and 25 right now, as they're on their own 28-yard line. And if I'm Coach Jones, I'm really confused as to exactly how that could be intentional grounding. If Boomer's just, if he throws the ball, he made it across the line of scrimmage.
He was outside the tackle box.
Way outside the tackle box there, and I don't understand that at all. But Boomer now is going to see if he can't pick this up with his feet. But there's going to be a big hold there on Erickson as Boomer runs out of bounds. And we're going to see what Coach Gilbert wants to do for the Tigers, as Boomer's nowhere near the first down. An interesting, it's a gain of 7, but an interesting call there by the officials. Holding now against the Cardinals. We expected that from the 39-yard line. And they look like they're getting ready to pace that off, but I believe they would decline it. Okay, penalties declined. And it's going to be 4th down now and 16 for the Cardinals, and they're going to bring their kicking unit on, and that's Austin Roberts again, who's done a good job so far tonight. So, Logan, any idea of how that could be intentional grounding for on Boomer there?
Well, I'm just really confused on that. The rule on that is you have to be outside the tackle box to throw it away, and he was way out. He was on the sideline. He might have been on the hash on the sideline when he threw it away, so I'm just confused on that. I don't know where they they saw that at.
Roberts picks it up, and again, he's pressured, but another good kick, and not quite the Collinsville bounce they were hoping for. But the Cardinals now just able to kind of switch fields there as the Tigers have a good defensive stand on kind of a interesting, questionable penalty, I guess we'd call it, for intentional grounding. And again, that's a loss of down too, so that really hurt the Cardinals on that offensive drive, as they really only had 2 plays, and one of them was just a holding that was declined. So interesting there. The Tigers now set up on their offensive, or to begin their offensive drive on their 41, so pretty good field position for the Tigers now. As Lucas steps in the backfield, that's going to be number 25. Again, Rotten to his immediate right in the backfield, and Morris set off to his left. A high snap now. Lucas picks it up. He's trying to get, he gets outside of Boomer, but he's tackled by Levi Draper for a big loss. As the snap's over Lucas's head, he's not able to, well, he finally corrals it, I believe, and he's able to prevent a really bad thing from happening to this Tigers offense. But just when it looks like they may have caught a break, now they're going back, what would you call that, 12 yards now?
Yeah, probably about. They have it at 2nd and 19 on the.
Yeah, they're going to call it on the 32. So 2nd and 19. It looks like they gave him a little bit further spot. Lucas pretends to play action pass. He's hit as he throws, and that's going to be Erickson on the receiving end of that as he comes off of his own player, and he picks that up. He's got a lot of running room, and he's put the wheels on. You can see his feet moving, but Lucas keeps him out of the end zone. And another big turnover here early in this 3rd quarter as Lucas was hit as he threw it up for Morris, and Erickson's able to just climb the ladder taller than Morris, snatch it out of his hands, and not only that, return it for about a 40-yard return, and the Cardinals are back in the driver's seat.
So Lucas, with 1 interception all year coming into this game, has already thrown 2, and what could have been 3 other than the pass interference call, and without that pass interference call, we don't know what would have happened. So he's thrown 3 tonight, 2 have been legal.
And we've seen a few times where, you know, he's just kind of getting frustrated, and he's got to take a few chances. Down 31-0. He's got to do something. They got to start throwing the ball deep. Schaefer Smith now on the carry for the Cardinals, and you can see the Tiger defense really, they're trying to hold him up a little bit and trying to get at that ball. Smith, who did have a fumble last week, is able to cover it with both hands, and he's going to pick up 2 yards on the 1st down carry, 2nd and 10, or 2nd and 8, excuse me. The Cardinals offense seem to be clicking on all cylinders now as we're down under the 9.5-minute mark here in this 3rd quarter. Boomer staying in the shotgun. Hands it off to Patterson. Patterson's hit in the backfield, but he's able to drive further up the field, and I believe they just barely held on to him as he's about to squirt out the end of there, and he's going to go from getting hit for a 1-yard, 2-yard loss. Instead, he makes it back to the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be 3rd down and 8 now for Seth Boomer as Draper checks out of the ball game, and you expect Draper to be in there as he's been a kind of a wide receiver threat so far in this this game. Excuse me.
He has 2 touchdowns, and now you see it looks like Tyler Fanning, someone who you usually don't see, is out there.
Boomer sets up. He's going to throw it out to Forrest. Forrest with the out route, and that's just how you make it look easy right there. Boomer steps back, checks him. Forrest turns, ball's right in his hands, able to put 2 feet down. You don't even need to in high school, but he's able to drag 2 feet down for an easy 1st down, and the Cardinals offense is still driving. Boomer's going to stay in shotgun with Patterson beside him. Another kind of high snap there, but he gets it into Patterson. Patterson holds his feet as he just barely tripped up. And you know he knows he kind of missed an opportunity there. If he could have just stayed 1 more foot down, man, he was seeing some open grass. But he's tackled there at just gain of 5 yards.
But he's been fighting for every yard he gets, and the one thing we've seen from him is he falls forward when he gets hit. He's done a great job at keeping those feet driving and falling forward after contact.
We've seen some good plays by the first 2 running backs so far, Tillman and Schaefer Smith defensively. So it looks like Coach Jones is going to try and get them a little bit of a rest here and see what Patterson can do. Patterson cuts back now, and he's going to gain another 3 or 4 yards on the carry for the Cardinals right up the gut. Boomer now so it's all shotgun kind of zone read, maybe counter plays down in there for Patterson as he's able to pick up big chunks of yards, and you're wondering if the Cardinals can't just keep eating up this clock on all these drives and gain 3-4 yards a chunk, and if they can keep doing that, if you're Coach Jones, are you happy with that? You're just going to keep driving it down their throat?
Yeah, you got to stick with that, wear out the defense, and they have to be wore out already after the 31 points Collinsville put up in the first half.
Patterson now, he dives forward, and I believe, like you said, he always falls forward, so he falls forward for the first down there, and it's going to be first down and goal from the 8-yard line for the Cardinals. As soon as we start this game clock, it's going to be under 7.5 minutes in the third quarter. So now eating some time up is the Cardinals. As they go with just a 4-wide set, Patterson in the backfield, Boomer in the shotgun, and it's just an easy counter play as you see that the Tigers haven't adjusted yet, and they really have kept a lot of guys out of the box. Now a little bit more people in the box, but it's not going to be enough to stop Patterson as he's able to spin in for the touchdown. So 8 yards there, and I don't think he was touched till he just was at the 2-yard line. So good job by the offensive line, and Patterson picks up a touchdown on this season.
So already, Collinsville coming out and putting together another drive, and the offense has really shown what they're capable of tonight.
You wonder now how much more this Tiger defense can withstand, as they really have been on the field the majority of the first half and the majority of this game so far, as the Tigers offense have been sputtering. They've just had a few first downs in that first half, and most of that's because of penalties. So just a few first downs, and they're really not able to get a breather as this defense is just running around kind of ragged, and it kind of shows now as the Cardinals are able to just push it right out the middle.
Yeah, that possession is the first possession you've really seen the Cardinals have a lot of success running the ball. Really the only possession you've seen them run the ball the majority of the time, and Polo Patterson runs hard. Like I said earlier, when he does get hit, he falls forward. He got hit at the 2-yard line, was able to spin and fall forward into the end zone. And you got to applaud him. He's paid his dues. Last year, he played, practiced all the time, never really got his chance. This year, played on special teams a lot, and you always see him down there making the play on special teams. Finally gets his chance on offense, and he gets his touchdown.
You see him just to the right of Cole Hadley. Cole Hadley, we've talked about him all night tonight. I'm just going to make him a feature of the game because, he's really all over the stat line. He's got a field goal. He's got a ton of extra points in these kickoffs, and you can tell by how these kickoffs have been going. He just can't kick all night long. This one's received by Morris at the 10-yard line, and he's had to make a few moves, but he's got some open field now, does Morris, but he's wrangled down by West at the 46-yard line. So needing a big play. Now Morris, the athletic wide receiver, we expected to call his name a lot tonight, and he's able to find 30 yards on the return for the Tigers. So far, that's been their best offense as their kickoff return.
And something this defense the special teams for the Cardinals has done a really good job is they've usually pinned them deep. This is the best field position they've had all game, and we'll see if they can capitalize off this momentum.
From the 48-yard line, their own 48-yard line, the Tigers going back to that two-back set, which is usually just means that Lucas is going to run straight up the field. And it looks like it's an option play. He pitches out to Aldridge, so some positive yardage there on that first down for the Tigers as they show a little bit of different offense as they're trying to get other people involved, and that's Caden Aldridge on the receiving end of that pitch, and he's going to gain 6 yards for the Tigers. Rotten splits out to the right, Aldridge to the left of Lucas, and we want to say that Morris is on the top there of your screen. Lucas, the same play, just the opposite way, and this is read well by the Cardinals, and I tell you what, you don't put too much past Josh Arnold right there. He makes a lateral move, and he's way out there, and he's able to just stop Aldridge real quick.
He made that tackle on the last play. They run it again, and he makes the same exact tackle coming the other way.
Yeah, except this time he reads the move of the offensive lineman, he reads the move of Aldridge, and he makes it for no gain instead of a gain of 6. So really Arnold, the athletic linebacker right there, middle linebacker, you see him moving now laterally, really having an impact. Lucas keeps the ball as nobody thought he was giving that to Aldridge. I think maybe Arnold bumped Aldridge a little bit there, but Lucas keeps the ball, and that's going to make it 4th down and 5. Now, if you're Coach Gilbert, there's an offensive lineman down now. I believe that's number 71 Let me get to the other page. We haven't seen much of the high numbers so far for the Tigers. That's Kale Corntassel now down for the Tigers, and Corntassel is grabbing his helmet. They're just stretch his legs. Well, he's got his right knee up. They're looking at his, I think they're looking at his right knee. Either that or he just picked his right knee up, and it's his left knee. Either way, I can't see it as well enough from where I'm here, and my trusty spotter can't quite see it either as the coaches are covering it up. But we're going to look at 4th down and 5, and at 4th down and 5, if you're Coach Gilbert now, I mean, you're across midfield. You're down 38. You got to have something to pump in a little life into your team. As Corntassel's now up, it looks like he's going to jog off the field to a good applause here by the student section in this hometown crowd. But now you're also down an offensive lineman. I mean, you have to go for it, right? With 5.5 minutes left to go in this third quarter. But what do you go to at this point? I mean, your big play has been an option pitch, really. But I mean, are you looking to pass maybe an out route to Morris, maybe just a stop route to Morris? That's been your passing play so far tonight. What are you looking for them out?
Well, you got to think they've got to throw the ball and throw it well with 5:30 in this half, or excuse me, in this quarter, and then 12 minutes in the next. They've got to start managing the time.
And there's a first down. It looked like the Cardinals had him all bottled up, but he was tackled across the line. Again, it's a good athletic play defensively there by Grayson Boomer, but he's going to tackle him forward, unfortunately, for the Cardinals, and they're going to have really a positive yardage here for the Tigers.
So finally starting to put a drive together here, and we'll see if this Cardinal defense can shore up and get a stop.
Sitting back in that 2-back set. Lucas, another high snap. It's the zone read. It goes to Aldridge, and this time Rock Robbins doesn't hit Lucas, as Lucas was. He's got to be tired of getting hit by Robbins tonight, but Robbins is able to just pick up Aldridge and tackle him for a loss of 4. So now Lucas has got to be saying to himself, "See, I knew I should have ran that ball." Huh?
Yeah, the one time he doesn't run the ball, he doesn't get hit.
But it still goes for a loss of 4 now. 2nd down and 14 for the Tigers as they're sticking with this 2-back set that seems to have worked all right. Rotten on the left of Lucas and Aldridge on his right, and Morris up top for the Tigers. Those high snaps keep coming, but Lucas is able to get it, and he throws an out route, and that's caught by Morris. So, Morris was down here at the bottom, but a good play there by Lucas and Morris, and I bet he threw a 35-yard pass for a total of a 6-yard gain right there. As that high snaps keep coming in for both teams, and both quarterbacks have done a pretty good job of wrangling them so far tonight. We've seen a few snaps go errant, and right there was one for the Tigers. But Lucas showing off his athleticism and trying to tell this hometown crowd, listen, we still got some razzle-dazzle left for you.
And it seems like the home side stands have kind of dwindled a little bit, and you see a lot of cars just kind of going out of the parking lot.
Lucas now steps back to pass, and it really, I don't know, half the time it looks like he's got to run, but he passes it to Morris at the last second. So Lucas, as we've seen so far tonight, he really is, he's stepping back to pass, he's getting pressure, he's looking to run, and we've seen Boomer do this a few times tonight as well. He just throws it right before he crosses the line of scrimmage, and he's found Morris now twice, picked up some pretty good yardage here as we near the 3-minute mark in this third quarter. And the Tigers now probably closer than they've been all night, and they're looking to put some points on the board and in this donut that they've got going right now. The Tigers going back to their little wing back set with Rotten bracing right beside Lucas, and Rotten's going to get the carry this time, and the Cardinals, who've been hitting Lucas all night, don't pick up Rotten. Rotten's moving left, Rotten's moving right, and Rotten's in for the score for the Tigers, and you can see the coaches jumping up and down. The Tigers are over the moon right now as Rotten's able to pick up a big chunk of yardage there. That's a 25-yard rush, and one of the only big plays this Cardinal defense has let up the entire night.
And finally, the home stands have something to cheer about, and you see just a wide open hole on that left side, was able to break it back right and pick up a couple of blocks. And so far, Collinsville defense has done a great job at their run defense all around. They have yet to give up any points. Now you see finally Tahlequah, almost 3 quarters in, finally getting on the board.
Yeah, in the late waning moments of this third quarter, the Tahlequah Tigers, they find a few out routes there. Really, they started off with pretty good field position on the kickoff return. They've gone forward on 4th down. They found the out route a few times, so they're having to play a little desperation ball. Still down 31 points. And I wonder if you see Coach here, hey, we got some momentum. Let's see what we can do on this kickoff. What do you think they're going to show on this kickoff?
Well, you never know. Down 38-7, there's still a lot of time, but 31 points in about 15 minutes, that's tough to do. So you never know, maybe some trickery. You have to assume that they're going to try and
they got
get the
onside
ball
at
back.
some
Yeah,
point, right?
yeah, and 31 points in 15 minutes is a lot.
Yeah, especially with that Cardinal offense now finding their running game against this defense. But the defense now get a little shot in the arm there from the offense having a good drive. They're able to stop and relax a little bit. Somebody probably put their feet up for the first time tonight. Ready to kick now for the Tigers is Austin Wood, and it is going to be an onside kick, and it's past Cole, and it's going to be recovered by the Tigers. So that's recovered by the Tigers, number 4. Well, yeah, okay, the official did call it. Thought maybe he was out of bounds, but Aldridge now, Caden Aldridge now, puts the Tigers back in the offensive driver's seat, and they've got a little momentum now coming into this third quarter as maybe a little bit tired Cardinal defense right now has got to step back on the field and see if they can't slow down this offense and the momentum of the Tigers. Lucas back out there, sets up, and I believe, yeah, he's going to have Aldridge off to his right. He just recovered that onside kick, and they're going to have the little wing back and the backfield off to the right side. Motion now. A high snap, and that's going to be well over Lucas's head. He's going to try and pick it up. Robbins misses the tackle, but Levi Draper's there to wrap it up. And so just like that, as the Tigers were really feeling like they were going to be able to mount at least a respectable comeback, and over the head down, a loss of, I believe that's a loss of 20 yards there on that. And they're going to be second down, and I believe that's 30 yards, it looks like, from up here, from my little vantage point, from the Eagles' nest, if you will. And they're going to be on the 39-yard line. So they started off on the 42-yard line of the Cardinals, and now they're on their own 39-yard line, and they got a long way to go to make this up.
But they did put a substitution in at center.
Lucas now pitches. That's pitched out to Aldridge, but Arnold able to wrap him up, a gain of 5. And the Cardinal defense obviously playing a little bit more, a gain of 7. The Cardinals with a little bit more conservative, as you expect. Now it's 3rd down and 23 as the Tigers have a really big hill they got to climb here. And you got to think, if you're the Cardinals, you just can't have a penalty that gives them an automatic first down, and you got to just break up and tackle.
Yeah, and you'll see how Brett Erickson is 10 yards off on this near side.
Blitz here by the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are going to get to Lucas. So Lucas didn't think he had time, didn't think he had the wheels, and Arnold now comes in hot, and he's going to pick up a sack. So just when it looked like the Tigers were going to mount a pretty good offensive comeback, they had everything going for them, and just like that, one bad snap, and that snaps the momentum of the Tigers, and the Cardinals now look to get the ball back. Again, playing their safe defense. They're a good punt block team out there for Coach Jones there. Everybody standing up. Everybody just face up a guy. But last time, Forrest was able to get a good 10 yards after this. Forrest now, he's going to call a fair catch this time, but he steps off the ball. Good bounce again for the Tigers. They've had some really good bounces on their punts so far, but down to the 20-yard line, maybe 19 is where the official, I believe, spotted, just short of the 20. So Seth Boomer steps back up with 1 minute and 5 seconds left to go in this third quarter, and he's going to have the ball, and he's going to have all of 80 yards left to go, 80-plus yards to drive to build on their 31-point lead. It's now 38-7. The Collinsville Cardinals still in control over the Tigers, although we've seen some light from the Tigers now.
Yeah, but now you see the defense hook up again and get this ball back into the offense's hands, and we'll see what Seth Boomer can do with it.
Patterson still in the backfield, and it looks like they're going to go to him right up the middle, and big holes now for Patterson, and he's going to have himself a good night if the Cardinal offensive line can keep just tearing holes and Patterson gashing this defense of the Tigers, who's understandably tired, as we're under 1 minute left to go in this third quarter, and they're trying to find people to hop on this field.
And it's kind of funny when Mark Tillman and Schaefer Smith got carries earlier in the game, they didn't have a hole like that. Now Polo Patterson in maybe a change of pace, and now you see Polo Patterson all over the field.
Patterson again's going to get the rock. He's going to walk up the field. I think he was hit and carries a guy for another 10-yard gain. So Patterson, again, we mentioned he's going to have himself a pretty fancy night on the stat line, as Coach Jones is going to give Schaefer Smith a little bit of a break, or just say, hey, listen, you're going to play defense, and Tillman, I believe, are both going to play defense. They're going to let Patterson see if he can't just ride this offensive line all the way down the field and try and finish off this game.
And I don't think Schaefer Smith and Marcus Tillman can be disappointed. I mean, playing the defensive side of the ball, not having to worry about playing both sides, that has to be nice. And then to see Polo Patterson come in and have the success he's having, I mean, there can't be any disappointment.
It kind of reminds you of Emmitt Smith in the 1994 Super Bowl. Were you born in 94?
Nope.
Oh, well, then you probably don't remember. But the Super Bowl versus the Bills, where Emmitt Smith was able to they just ran the same play to the right, the same play to the left, and just the Bills couldn't do anything about it. The offensive line of the Cowboys just really crammed it down their throats. And anyway, I'm nostalgic. It's what it looks like right now with Polo Patterson as the Tigers can't slow him down. It's 38-7 here at the end of 3. We'll be back to give you the fourth quarter here in Tahlequah after this. You're watching Cardinal TV.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
And we're back. It's start of the fourth quarter. The Cardinals up 38-7. I was just giving Logan a little history lesson. Unfortunately, it's history. As Polo Patterson continues to just chunk off yard after yard after yard against this tired Tigers defense. And I was telling him about Emmitt Smith did it in the Super Bowl a couple years back. I say a couple years. Unfortunately, it's been a long time for this Cowboys fan.
21 years ago.
Oh, man. So old. Anyway, as I give him this, you see Patterson just, I mean, he's that time he was actually stopped. They're going to be in a 3rd down and 4 now, are the Cardinals, but that's the first time that they've been able to stop Patterson from getting 6-7 yards every single carry, but it's been the same play over and over and over again, and you got to think this tired Tigers defense, they got to figure out something to slow this running offense of the Cardinals down. The offensive line really gashing right now, the defensive line. And it looks like they're going to go to it again, or they were, but Boomer has to hold on to it as it was and he runs straight out of bounds. I think he's just playing conservative. He doesn't even try and get positive yards now on that 3rd down, but it was a high snap, so he couldn't get it into Patterson, and Boomer just takes the ball and runs straight out of bounds. So maybe Coach Jones talks to him about that next time, saying, hey, listen, we're trying to run the clock a little bit too. And so if you could just, next time that happens, just fall down. Yep. We can go with that, but not even trying to get positive yards. But again, a good play, conserving the ball, not letting the Tigers have a big play. But the Tigers defense now standing strong. They did allow a few seconds to come off the clock, but now Austin Roberts on the kick. It's fair caught, and it's dropped by Morris, but he's able to fall on it. He's able to pick it up there, and there's 2 flags on the field now. I believe, well, just one. The line judge is calling it. And the official's going to have them spotted right now at the 14-yard line. The Tigers have a long field left to go, and it may just be getting longer, as I believe this is probably going to be a hold against the Tigers. Yeah, they're pointing like it goes to the Tigers. Let's see what the official call is here.
I think it might be block in the back.
There was a late block in the back there. Yeah, block in the back. Good call there by Logan. Eagle eye up here. And that's going to send them back half the distance, I believe, because we're inside the 20. And let's see how they mark it off. The suspense is killing me right now, Logan. I got to see how far they mark it off. I've been waiting for this call forever. I believe they're doing a little bit of talking, it looks like, to the offensive Tahlequah. They're going to have a whole conversation, but they're marking it off now. And half the distance to the goal is the call. I got something right tonight. So it's going to be first down for this Tiger offense, down 31 still, but they're starting off on their own 7-yard line. Lucas sets up in the 2-back set, and he hands it off. That's going to go to Aldridge. So Lucas still figuring out the handoff. That goes to Aldridge, but a big tackle there by 43, Josh Arnold, who's been all over the field. Every time Aldridge touched the ball, Arnold is there to deliver so far a tackle. But right there, Aldridge is able to pick up 3 tough earned yards as Arnold picked him up and I believe just almost suplexed him into the ground. And this Tigers offense tries to find something else. They feel like they found positive yards in this 2-back set. What do you think, Logan?
Yeah, and something I think with the 2-back set is it gives them an extra option to run the ball, kind of keeps the Cardinal defenders more honest, and that might open up some more holes for them.
And that's not going to help opening up any holes for this Tiger offense as they're going to go back. They tried to hard count, and they about got Boomer to jump across the line. Again, that's not Seth Boomer, so we don't have our quarterback playing defensive line. That's his brother Grayson Boomer. He flinched a little bit, but he didn't cross the line, and the tackle for the Tigers wasn't able to keep his set. He got too excited right there, and they lost some yardage. So now it's going to be second down and 15 for the Tigers now from their own 5-yard line. Lucas, Aldridge, and Rotten now. Lucas has to pitch it out late to Rotten. Austin Roberts is out there for a good tackle, and I believe Rotten only made, that's Aldridge, rather. Aldridge only made 1 or 2 yards there, and he's able to pick it up to make it, I wouldn't say even manageable third down, but a 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers from the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and it seemed like Roberts was almost going to have him in the end zone, but he was just able to get out of there and make some yards out of it.
Yeah, Lucas was able to pitch that, right? He had to pitch it back, and it was to the end zone. But Aldridge's able to, again, use a little bit of that strength there. He's a little bit bigger back than the Cardinals are used to seeing these past couple weeks. Lucas from his own 8-yard line. He's going to run. He's looking to run it, and he's met by Levi Draper. And Levi turns him back inside, and he's met there by Harrison and Arnold again, and just a host of Cardinals as Boomer was there as well. And now it's going to be 4th down and 9 from their own 8-yard line, and even though they're down still 31, I feel like I'm just recording clock there. Even though it's a 31-point game, Coach Gilbert decides, hey, we still got to kick.
Yeah,
this is a bit too much.
Yeah, you can't afford to give the Cardinals the ball down there at the 8-yard line.
And they're going with the tight punt set. So the Cardinals' fearless punt block team is going to have to adjust a little bit. Forrest comes up and he makes the catch. He didn't fair catch that one, but he's able to run it forward to the 26-yard line, I believe they're going to give him. And the Cardinals within striking distance again with 8:25 left to go in this game. And as you mentioned, the parking lot now as well as the stands for this hometown team, which had a pretty full stands out here at homecoming tonight, looking pretty empty for the Tigers.
And the exits seem pretty full.
Yeah, the band's still playing hard though for the Tigers. And hey, I'm telling you, you gotta have power, you gotta have spirit. Even in the best of times, it's the worst of times. We've all been there. But the Cardinals tonight looking really good, firing in all cylinders. It's easy to be a Cardinal fan tonight, as that's not even Boomer right there at the quarterback set. That's number 16 for the Cardinals. That's Nate Sinai. Sinny. I'm sorry. I was just used to the Bible interpretation of that. Sinai. We're going to go with Nate Sinny. That's why we have Logan up here. He's got all the inside information that they don't tell me. Sinny now taking snaps for the Cardinals, and it looks like Boomer's going to put his helmet away. He's going to be done for the night. And Sinny gets his first snap. It's a handoff and loss of 3 on the play.
That's got to be nice for Boomer to get a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
I don't think he really has going to have this opportunity many times this season. He didn't do it at Catoosa, and you see quarterback wasn't even ready for that one.
Yeah, the offensive guard there, I believe, was too ready for that one as he set back in his set. He was pulling, and he was ready to pull hard, but that pull, he just got a little bit too far on his heels, and that's going to be a loss of 5 yards there. So Sidney now has to step up to a 2nd down and 20, I believe, for the Cardinals. We'll go with 18. Sometimes my math's off, as we learned in the volleyball game the other night. Yeah. Haven't done math
You're the
in a long
history
time.
teacher, not the math teacher.
Sidney now gets the ball to Patterson. I'm not going to say it was pretty, but he got it there. And now Sidney, I believe Patterson stepped on Sidney's foot. So Sidney now trying to stretch it out. But I believe just like that, Boomer's night picks back up again with seven minutes left to go. Sidney's going to have to come out of this game for one play. I think Patterson and he collided as they were trying to hand the ball off. And I think he just stepped on Sidney's foot, or they went knee to knee, one of the two. Either way, I think Boomer's coming back into the game for the Cardinals. And Boomer now is going to be facing a 3rd down and 16 with 7 minutes left to go, up 31.
And the time's the worst enemy for Tahlequah, still having 3 timeouts, I believe. It's going to be tough. They got to get a stop here.
Boomer hands off to Patterson. Again, Coach Jones is Patterson carrying the pile. He really kept his feet moving, and the Cardinals held their blocks for a really long time. I thought he was going down with a 2-yard gain, and instead that makes it an 8-yard gain. So I was thinking Coach Jones right there would say, all right, we're going to hand this ball off. He's going to get tackled. We're going to punt him down deep, make him drive. But now it's 4th down and 8 all of a sudden, and a gain of 8 there by Patterson. And you think if you're Coach Jones, hey, listen, punt doesn't help us that much. And Patterson's running. He's carrying everybody on his back right now, and the offensive line is cutting through some holes. So let's go for it here on 4th down and 8 for our own 27-yard line.
Well,
And I think they're going to back us up a little bit as the snap was just a little delayed. And I believe everybody was moving on that one, and it's going to be a false start. So now Coach Jones is faced with a 4th down and 14. And we'll see if he decides to keep Boomer in or he's going to bring the punting team in. We'll see as we go now under this 6-minute mark in this game. The Cardinals, I believe, are going to wait for as long as they can, and then they're going to hold on to the well, I guess they're going to go for it. They're going to hold on to it, block it down for as long as they can, and then now Boomer is going to step back. He's going to hand it off to Patterson. Patterson is hit really quick. A good play there by Strauss Springwater. As Springwater's had enough of this Patterson guy and had him carrying him down the field. And the Tigers with a good defensive stand there on 4th down and what did we say that was? 14. And they're going to pick up on offense here with 5:44 left to go.
you can't really blame them there for that call, though. They're too close to punt it, and then they're too deep to kick a field goal. And so the best thing was just to run a play, and if they get the 4th down, or if they get the 1st down, they get it, and if they don't, then they're still pinned pretty deep.
It's all good for the Cardinals right now, except for, as we mentioned, one of the big players of the game, Cole Hadley, tonight. They didn't let him have a shot at the long one. You could tell he was hoping for it.
But you see the wind kind of would have been at his back.
A little bit of wind at his back. And Lucas now trying just to pick up stats, I believe, as he holds on to that one. And he's going to carry 4 tacklers, but the Cardinals able to wrap him up for a short game, but there's a penalty on the field. So much to the chagrin of everybody on the field, that's going to be a big hold, and the game clock's going to stop.
So Tahlequah just not having luck with anything tonight other than the big run by Rotten. Just a rotten play for the Cardinals.
Yeah, a rotten play. Boy, it's been some kind of night when Logan's coming out with his own little puns.
I know, I'm pretty punny.
Usually I'm the terrible one, so we'll have to apologize if we just double down for you tonight. I don't have anything for Lucas in the shotgun, but Lucas is in the shotgun, and if I'm not mistaken, he's going to hold on to that ball for as long as he can, and he's got probably his best run of the night as he's able to pick up about 8 yards on the 1st down carry. And he's going to see how many, again, stats he can pick up here in this last 5 minutes of this game.
Well, no wonder he has 76 rushing attempts. I think he has probably 20 on the night too. He's tried to do everything for Tahlequah, and it just hasn't really paid off for him tonight, but he hasn't really had a chance. Collinsville really has defended him well.
And he's a big athletic quarterback, and he hands this ball off. Now, and there's some running room there. There's a new running back. Oh, excuse me, that is Rotten. But Rotten, I just didn't see his hair out before. Now Rotten's got he's got some long hair. He's got the old Cole Beasley from last year of the Cowboys. But Rotten's able to pick up that first down with his hair out, that blonde wave. You just can't slow it down. So now a 1st and 10. The clock
Sunshine.
now under 5 minutes to go. And another first down for the Tigers. Lucas now with the option. He pitches it out to Rotten. Rotten, a little bit of a hold there on the outside for the Tigers, but it's not called, and Rotten's able to pick up some yards for him.
So he's been getting a lot going on the ground tonight when he's gotten his chance, and you see now they're in the Cardinal territory.
And I believe that the coaching staff there for the Cardinals, if you want to talk to defensive coordinator, you're going to have to look at John Benham. And Benham looked at his guys this week and said, hey, listen, you're going to hit Lucas. You're going to hit him every single play. And now Lucas is kind of saying, all right, I've had enough. I've ran, and I'm ragged, so I'm going to hand it off to Rotten a few times. And Benham can't be upset with the way his defense has played Lucas so far tonight. So Rotten getting a few positive yards isn't so bad.
Now Lucas is hurt.
Lucas on a tough run. That's his biggest run of the night now for sure, as he's able to pick up double-digit runs for the first time tonight. And we'll see if Tahlequah has another quarterback, as Lucas has been their do-everything man, and he tried to spin out of that one. And I'm thinking they're looking at his either right knee or his calf right now. As we're down to 4.5 minutes left to go in this game, the Cardinals still up 31 points, but the Tigers now driving, even with their leader down. He's got to take a seat as the remaining fans in this stands kind of are holding their breath for the rest of their season, as Lucas has been their go-to man. Backup quarterback for the Tigers, number 17, Elijah Steed. He did pick up some pretty good experience earlier this year, we're told, as the Tigers, again, they're 4-0, so they haven't lost yet this season. That's what that 4-0 means, 4 wins, 0 losses. And they've really ridden Lucas and Morris, as we've seen tonight. They've been their impact players again, with Rotten coming in and Aldridge playing a little bit, getting some positive yardage there. But they've really been ahead in most of these games. They've had blowouts too. So Elijah Steed has some pretty good experience. He's got some pretty good wheels of his own, and we'll see what he can do here on this first down. High snap. Steed's just going to run it straight, and he's able to elude Patterson, who's now playing defense. We've seen some pretty good defensive plays now here by Patterson. He's able to just barely get past him, but a quick gain of 4 there for the Tigers, as Lucas is going to stay off the field and Steed's going to stay in. I believe they're going to let Lucas take a seat and let Steed carry this team for the rest of the game. Steed now I thought he handed off to Rotten, but it was a good fake. Steed now spinning, running forward, and true Lucas sense, he's going to hold the rock for as long as he can. So learning well from the athletic Lucas, and Steed now finding some big holes. Another first down for the Tahlequah Tigers. Now they're inside the 25 of the Tigers, or of the Cardinals, excuse me. They're going to be on the 22-yard line going in. 3 minutes and 40 seconds now for the Tigers. Steed still in the game. I'm looking to see if I can even find Lucas on the sideline. I believe they're still kind of looking at him. I think he's set down at the sideline. The coaching staff and the trainer is still down there. Good defensive play there on a cutback, as I can't quite get the number. Was that Grayson Boomer? Yep. It was Grayson Boomer right there. So a good cutback that was number 6, Cole, came up real hard to try to make the tackle, and he cut right back into Boomer. So I'd much rather take a hit from Cole than Boomer at this point, as Boomer is a big boy out there on the defensive end. Steed now takes the snap, and I believe they're going to call a false start. I think that's on number 64, the left tackle there, and they're going to back up, maybe stall this hopefully final drive for the Tigers.
Yeah, with 2:56 left, and They seem like they're not going to go away from the run game. That's what they've had the best luck with. So
we see right now the Cardinals putting a little bit of fresh blood there inside in their interior defense. Number 4 checking in, Spencer Braswell checking in the game for the Cardinals. He's going to be the outside linebacker now. And I'll try and update you on a few more of their substitutions that came in. As Steed is not able to handle that, and he's going to be tackled well in the backfield. That's number 32, Holt Gansel. And he's able to make it through, and that's going to be a big loss now. So now it's going to be 3rd down and about 25 for the Tigers, as it looked like they really had the pretty good momentum, and all of a sudden Lucas goes down, and Steed's able to pick up a quick first down, but a few mishandled snaps there, and they're going back. Steed now still in the game. Rotten to his left. Morris down here on the inside. Rotten now gets Steed holds on to it. He's going to be tackled, but he's going to be well short of the first down, a gain of 5, but a late penalty now, as I believe one of the Tigers out of frustration hit late against number 88, I think, is out there at defensive end.
98,
Dalton Price, yeah. So Dalton Price now seeing his first action of the game at defensive end, and he's frustrating some of the Tigers, and I believe he got hit a little bit late, and that's going to be another penalty against the Tigers, and that's going to push them way back. So I don't know if they're calling it a dead ball. I didn't see the official call, but if it's dead ball now, that's going to be 4th down and over 30 yards for the Tigers, as they're trying to get anything they can do in this last 2 minutes of the game with Steed there at quarterback for the Tigers. Coach Gilbert, I believe he's going to go to the air here. So far, he hasn't gone to the air with Steed. And we're going to see what Steed can do here with I believe we're going to have max protection here. He's going to have one back in the backfield and the fullback set off to the left. Steed sets back. Looks like he's trying to throw, but he's going to be sacked before he has a chance to throw it. And that's big number 63 on the sack right there. That's Nick Jensen, the junior. He's getting some pretty good playing time now as Harrison's taking a seat. And Jensen makes everything of it as he goes straight up the middle. And he's able to get a big sack for the Cardinals. And I believe with 1:22 left to go, even though there's 3 timeouts left, the Cardinals are just going to run the football here. I don't think you get in the victory formation with the other team with 3 timeouts, do you?
No, but you never know if you could take a knee and see if Tahlequah takes their timeouts. With 1:22 left, you got to assume the Tahlequah coaches are just trying to get out of here with no injuries now, and then go in and work on things in practice this week, watch film, and improve on everything that they did wrong. The main thing that I really saw tonight is offensively throwing the ball. Seth Boomer really had his way. Even they didn't get enough pressure on him.
Is that Ryan LeCrone?
I think
taking
that's
snaps
Brandon
now?
Lowe.
It is Brandon Lowe. I'm sorry. Ryan LeCrone's playing running back now for the Cardinals. Brandon Lowe taking snaps. So with Cinny out and not wanting to risk Boomer, Lowe now checks into the game. And I believe they're going to pull Lowe out now. Oh, no, never mind. He's just getting the new play set. But they are going to pull out LeCrone there, as he has a pretty good run there. Gain of 3 for the Cardinals. And he finds his way on the stat sheet for the night. Lowe continues at the quarterback position for the Cardinals. Low snap is picked up by Lowe. And running hard off the left is number 20, Logan Saminsky. Now, and Saminsky's going to pick up 3 yards for his first carry of the night.
And here comes victory formation.
So with 30 seconds left to go, we're about to run to the end of this game. It was only 7-7 here in the second half. Logan, recap the second half for me and kind of tell me exactly what you saw there from the Cardinals.
Well, the second half, Collinsville really went conservative and started running the ball as much as they could. You saw Polo Patterson get a lot of great carries, and he was the one to get the touchdown for the Cardinals. Then defensively, Collinsville stayed on him. Just one big play got Rotten into the end zone, and so far a great game. Finally, Collinsville gets to taste victory again and kind of see what that feels like. A district game. They go 1-1 in district now, and they're now, depending on what Coweta does. Last I saw, they were up 31-0, I think, versus East Central, so they won that game. So Collinsville will be tied for second or third. So they just have to win the last 3 out of 5 district games. Now 2 out of 4, I guess you could say, 2 out of 4 district games to make playoffs.
All right, and it was 38-7 to end that game. We're going to do a quick commercial break. We'll come back and we'll recap the Collinsville the game for you, and we'll also talk about the outlook in district as we move forward. We'll be back right after this.
Spartan College of Aeronautics and Technology's flight program is designed to get you flying in your first week. You can spend less time in lectures and more time practicing what you've learned, so you could be certified in only 12 months. Also, our degree graduates are able to go for their ATP certification with reduced flight hours. Train for a career as a cargo, corporate, or airline pilot. For more information on starting an exciting new career, go to spartan.edu.
And we're back here at Gable Field in Tahlequah, and the Cardinals all over the Tigers, 38-7. Playing a little conservative there in the second half after really putting their foot on the gas pedal there in the first half. Give us an outlook. Give us a real quick outlook on how the Cardinals did it according to the plays of the game. Excuse me, the keys to the game and how they responded after a few tough losses, and then we'll give you an update on district as well as 5A overall and see what their outlook looks like moving forward.
Well, coming into the game, it was really they needed a quick start on the offensive end. You saw them struggle with that in a lot of their games. They come out, get a quick start, march right down the field, first possession, and get it in the end zone. Another one was contain the quarterback. You saw coming into the game he had 425 rushing yards, so he was a threat on his feet. But tonight, defensively, they really found him in the backfield. They made sure to hit him, and I think that really frustrated him. And being a leader that he is, a senior, he tried to take things in his own hands, and that's when I think really benefited the Cardinals. And last was
limit the turnovers.
Yeah, limit turnovers, and they did great tonight. I don't think they had one turnover, did they?
Nope, they were able to pick up 2 different turnovers, though, on the 2 interceptions against Lucas, who's only thrown 1 all season.
And district so far, we see Coweta's up 51-6 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter over East Central. And then Pryor is beating Grove at halftime 27-7. Yesterday, Edison beat Capitol Hill 71-0. So Edison moves to 2-0 in district, I believe. And Coweta 2-0 in district. If they continue, I mean, with 14 minutes left, you have to assume.
Up 40 points.
Yeah, you have to assume they'll win. Just an interesting score for Collinsville fans. Sky took leads. Shawnee 21-19 with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So that one's coming down to the final wire.
And we've seen Collinsville play a bunch of tough teams. So Collinsville right now playing a little pickup, with a really good positive game, but they're going to play a little catch up on a few different teams in district, mainly Coweta as we're looking at them and looking at Edison. So they needed a big win here tonight. They got a big win here tonight. We'll be back to pick up when they play next week I believe it's at home, right? We're at home next week. So it's a homecoming, in fact, next week. So join us next Friday at Collinsville as we celebrate homecoming, and we hope to celebrate another district victory. I'm Randall Dolan. We're here with Logan Wilt. You've been watching Cardinal TV. We'll see you next week.